over a different place. I'm not at our shop. I'm actually at a powder coating place from a friend of mine, Scotty. He's taking care of some of the parts on my 13B, and check out what they look like. Obviously, there should be a 13B on this mini truck, which looks really cool. But then when you look at the bed, you see all these shiny parts. Remember the ugly parts that I showed you guys from my engine? This is what they look like now. I'm really impressed and excited about the intake manifold. This is one thing I always wanted to like have polish, and you can have it polished without all the polishing work. Is it a lot less work to do it this way, Scotty?
Yes, sir. For me to polish something like that would take probably minimum a week and a half. That's just polishing work.
Dude, this thing came out sick.
No.
I can even see myself in it. And you did smooth it down a little bit with the sandblasting as well, right? It helps to create a smoother surface because it was very coarse, and this looks awesome. Also, what else you got going on here?
I'm working on something for a Scarlet. This is mine. It's a 1990 Honda Acti.
Yeah, so this thing is a little engine, so I see you even got an exhaust on it. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that thing, yep, straight from Japan and all that.
Nice. I don't know if you guys ever saw this car also. I don't know if I ever like made any videos of this, but this car used to be at the shop where I used to work before. When I was working on Adam's car, this car was in the background. This is the Levin, right? No, that's Torino. It's a Levin.
11 GTV.
Yes, so you got the 4AGE with the Wevers and everything, old school. It's a little dusty right here because he's been doing a lot of work with the sandblasting and stuff, so the car is dusty. Please don't touch it because he'll scratch it, so he has to clean it up later and make it all pretty. Let me show you guys a little bit around the shop. There is obviously the main part. This is the room that Scotty fabricated himself, ventilated to coat wheels and everything in here. And then of course we have a Eastwood, this has a sandblasting cabinet. He cleaned everything like he did. My parts were all silver. I'll show pictures on here of what they look like before and after. So he did it on in this box. And then after it gets coated, we move on to this giant oven. So how many wheels can you fit in this oven, Scotty?
I can do a full set of 4 in there at a time. Normally I'll do 2 and 2 though, just to be safe. But the oven is 7 foot tall, 4 foot wide, 3 feet deep. You can do motorcycle frames, bicycle frames.
This is so weird. You can like literally get in here and you can get baked.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be good standing in there at 400 degrees. It's a hot box. Man, this thing gets hot quick. You can see them things glowing already. Woo! And he just turned it on. Wow. Alright, Scotty, before I head out, how can these people reach you for all the powder coating needs?
They can hit me up at Level Up Powder Coating on Instagram, or obviously hit my cell phone up. It's 407-443-3491. If I don't pick up, just leave a message and I'll call you back.
Alright guys, you heard the man. I'm also going to be putting the Instagram link on the description below, as well as the phone number for his company. Now we're back at the shop. I have all the parts laid down here. I was finishing taking off the last little bit of leftover of powder coat where there shouldn't be, like on these surfaces. I don't want any coating on that. And then I have the engine over here, which will be unveiling again. Get it off the back, protective back so it doesn't get dusty or anything, to protect the finish. What do you think, Marco?
Looks very circular. It's missing a piston or 2.
Really? You're not gonna say anything about the finish?
Oh, it's nice. Looks very clear coaty.
Clear coat is shiny.
Smells good too.
Wait. Right now you must be wondering, why is my engine sitting like this? Well, I'm about to take the front crank bolt off, and there is some needle bearings sandwiched in here. So if you take it with the engine sitting sideways, there's a chance this might move forward and the needles fall off. So what I'm doing is I wedge a hockey puck on the back of the eccentric shaft, so the eccentric shaft can't fall back down. And then I'm gonna take this nut off, or the bolt, remove this so I can install the front cover. Then I can put everything back together without this moving and the needles falling off. Once you remove the front crank bolt, you'll notice it has a thermal pellet with an O-ring in it, and there's also a spring down there. So the spring goes first, then goes the pellet and the bolt, locking it in place. This is an upgraded thermal pellet, that way it allows full flow of oil at all times without it sacrificing anything. So that way it keeps the rotors a lot cooler by allowing oil to flow to them at all times, not only when the engine is apparently hot. I just finished assembling the front cover. This is what it looks like with the beautiful polished look ceramic coating. And then this is the back all cleaned up too. I also had to make sure to put this thing back in here. I removed it, then I didn't realize there's a little oil galley that goes all the way here, feeds oil to this. So if I wouldn't have had this, I would have had loss in oil pressure. I also made sure to reinstall the oil pressure regulator. There's a little plunger here with a spring and this bolt that holds it all together. Here I have the front cover gasket. I also have this little thing here, so it's an O-ring, and there's also a little nylon O-ring that goes around the rubber O-ring. So you put the O-ring, then you put the little nylon piece around it, and it holds it in place. I'll show you on the engine what it looks like now. On the S5 engine, you'll have this nice groove right here where this O-ring goes. So you have the little nylon retainer that goes on the outside, and then a rubber O-ring that squeezes in the inside. Pretty much looks like that. And then the cover squeezes there. It's kind of weird that they're designing like that instead of putting a fire O-ring, but that's how it works on the S5. Make sure to not do this on the S4 because it will not hold in place. I saw the S4 doesn't have as much meat around here, and then the O-ring kind of like just wedges over to the side, and then you lose oil pressure. Now we'll just drop the gasket in place. It's gonna be a little hard to like hold it in place. It's weird. So now I have visual confirmation that the O-ring is seated correctly and it did not wedge to the side. Now the front cover is on. Then I just gotta put the pulley on once it's finished drying with paint. Now we put the new pulley in place, a crank pulley. It's not new, it's just painted so it looks new. Then we grab our thermal pellet. I put it in here. Then bolt. And then we sandwich everything together. I'm just gonna tighten this very lightly for now, and then once I have a flat or something, I'll tighten it to 95 foot-pounds. Man, this thing is starting to look really sick. Look how beautiful this front cover just highlights the rest of the engine. I'm so excited to have this running. I almost just want to keep it as an ornament. I don't even want to put it in the car. Alright, seriously, tell me that wasn't the greatest idea ever. I'm really happy with how nicely polished this thing looks. It's so pleasing to look compared to how it was before. But you know, it doesn't stop there. We have more. We have now the thermostat housing and, well, water pump kind of like housing where the water pump goes and the thermostat goes. So for the next component, we have two gaskets. First, we're gonna put this one on, which is the one that seals between the front cover and the water pump housing. So I'm guessing it goes something like this. I gotta slide it down the stud without breaking it. Without breaking it, Alberto, come on. Somehow I gotta like work it in there. There we go. Now, this guy right here can go in. And then I have the water pump over there drying so I can put it on. While that dries, we can go ahead and put this other gasket in place as well. Alright, so this part goes sandwiched between the housing and the water pump pretty much with this 5 studs, and then you have 3 bolts that hold the rest of the water pump in place. I couldn't really help myself but put the water pump, even though the paint's still kind of tacky, but it looks amazing. I think I'm gonna call it a night now since it's already midnight. I wanna go home. Then I'll come tomorrow and I put some more stuff like that guy over there.